Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on the 1 day time frame for Bitcoin, because currently we are dumping to the downside, and I am going to cover this as if it is an emergency, guys, because I am seeing some insane bearish sentiment in my comment section over the last couple of days. For example, this guy is calling for 74,000 in the Bitcoin price to be reached. Now, to give you a picture of what that actually would look like, he's basically saying we're going to go here. Okay, so we're just going to get a massive crash to the downside and then presumably just resume to the upside from there, or he thinks it's like the complete end of the bull market. Either way, you cannot just be calling for 74K, completely ignoring this big level of support. Now, yes, if we actually lose this 89K level of support on the daily or perhaps even weekly time frame, then we can start considering bigger moves to the downside from there. Of course, we have some liquidity at that 86K level that could potentially be swept even with a big wick or something like that. But guys, so long as we are holding above this level, sitting between 91,000 and about 89,000, I am not worried about a massive crash to the downside. Now, understand that there is a difference between the different time frames. So yes, on this 4-hour time frame, like I pointed out yesterday, we are below this descending trend line, and therefore I am simply bearish on Bitcoin on this 4-hour time frame. So that is just a matter of fact. I cannot be bullish on Bitcoin when we are in a technical downtrend like this. But if we start reversing and we break this downtrend, then you will just see me flip bullish on Bitcoin just like that. Either way, let me just get back to this because I want to be very clear. Just because you're seeing a lot of bearish comments underneath my videos, and look, it's not that I really care if someone is bullish or bearish, it's completely up to them, and feel free to comment whatever you like. But this guy's saying it with a lot of confidence. Like, yes, this is clearly a distribution pattern after the December 17th top. And he's saying this cycle is heavily left translated. Now, I'm not going to go into the details there, but let me just show you an example of a comment from 5 months ago. This guy was saying that it was the start of the bear market. The whole range was distribution, and the monthly close was the nail in the coffin for the bulls. Now, what this guy was talking about was this range right here from last year that we were in for like 7 months or whatever, and he commented this in this neighborhood here. He's saying the bull market has ended and the bear market has now actually started in this area right before we fucking blast off massively to the upside, putting in a 80% move in a couple of weeks, okay? Like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but don't get scared out of the market by these bearish comments and this bearish sentiment that you're seeing online right now. Of course, yes, we are dumping to the downside, don't get me wrong. And look, we've been talking about this downtrend for a long time here, right? So, it was to be expected. But at the same time, so long as we're holding above that level of support, guys, just fucking relax, okay? Just relax for a second. Let this thing actually play out. If we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, you can see that we are in the process of sweeping a bunch of liquidity here at around this 93K level that has already been taken out. And then even some liquidity at 92.1K. Now, after that, there's actually a big gap. And then below that, we have at 88 and 86,000, there is even more liquidity. We have a lot of liquidity right here. And then the next big pockets of liquidity are just below this big level of support. So that is something to take note of here. So I'm going to cut it a little bit short here today, guys. My voice is already giving out. I'm still a little bit sick. But basically, short term, still just below this descending trend line. So I am still just bearish on Bitcoin on this 4-hour time frame. 1 day time frame, we are getting ready to test this big level of support that I talked about earlier in the video, and I am expecting that it would take some time to actually, well, potentially break this or just get the bounce from that level of support. Either way, I do think we are getting close to finding a low. Either way, guys, I'm going back to bed after editing this video. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.